guys, good morning. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Nadeska here with DJ Akademiks and Wayno. What's going on, you guys?
Good morning.
Cooling, you know what I mean? Looking forward to the weekend. You ready to board your flight, yo?
If I make it on time.
You will.
Yo, let me tell y'all, man, this is life of a millionaire in Nadeska boarding a private, a PJ after the show is done. Yo,
if I was a millionaire.
Packed. He ain't take us with
Louis Vuitton luggage in the hallway. It's crazy, man.
If I was a millionaire, I'd be looking way more fly every day. I'll just say that for the record. But yo, let's get into the show. Thank you. Well, that's not a compliment, Wayno. What the fuck?
And Bitcoin's paid off.
All right, so let's start with some congratulations to Cardi B and Offset. So Cardi hit Instagram yesterday to announce the birth of her daughter, Kulture Sifis, if I'm saying the last name correctly. Congrats to these two, Sifis, who recently got married as well.
Yeah.
Big congrats to them.
Yes, congrats to Cardi B and Offset.
Rockstar family.
Hip-hop royalty.
That's facts. They are hip-hop royalty. All I got to say is that she killed this pregnancy thing. Like, she didn't go ghost. She did. She killed this pregnancy thing. She didn't go ghost. Now that her baby's here, of course, she's probably going to take some time to, of course, raise the kid. But when she's back, it's going to be over. Yeah, like, if she did all that while being pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, she's no joke. Like, I was in Atlanta, like, a couple weeks ago, and people was like, yeah, you know, she's about to come to the studio. I'm like, ain't she about to have a baby any day now? They're like, yeah, she's still in the studio. Like,
she's not
up until, what, yesterday? That's insane. You know,
the baby's just going to be with her everywhere. She's going to be out here. Yes. Probably not taking a long break.
Baby going to have a hell of a work ethic, too. For real.
I just want to see, I'm not going to lie, this might be the only hip-hop baby that I could overthrow Assad, man. I'm sorry. This baby going to have the swag, man. This baby might not even cry. It might just only ad-lib, yo.
That was a good one. I ain't going
man.
All right, he's up. Welcome, Akademiks. All right, so Cardi recently had a guest verse on Yachty's single, Who Want the Smoke? And she says, for the record, she is the king of New York. Now, Wayno, can't wait to hear your input on this. I think the last time we had this conversation was 6ix9ine saying he was the king of New York, and people were like, hello, did you forget about Cardi? She's killing it. She has like 2 Hot 100 hits at the moment. Yeah. Is Cardi the king of New York?
Well, prior to me, you know, joining my great co-host on this amazing show, I tweeted that. I tweeted that Cardi was the king of New York, and the reason why I said that, I said because if she were a man, with all the accomplishments she has, right? Now, let's take away all the skill shit and everything. Okay, Cardi's not the best rapper. When it comes to criteria of rappers being the best as far as lyrical ability, we know that people have written for her. But we talk about in terms of an artist. If a dude from New York would accomplish all this stuff, everybody would have been saying New York is back. They forget that this girl is from the Bronx, only because she moved to Atlanta. Like, she's really from the Bronx and she's really putting on. So the whole thing with the King of New York thing, I think it's a funny topic now. It's not as serious as it used to be. Personally, I don't feel like there is a King of New York, period. But I thought that was a good play to get people going. You know?
And the King of New York is Barty, okay? Let's keep it 100. Now, first of all, it's the elephant in the room. This was definitely a shot to Nicki. Nicki dropped an album called Queen, right? Yeah, you queen of hip-hop, but I'm king of where you come from. We be forgetting that Nicki's from New York. You get me? Like, Cardi's the king. I'm sorry. Cardi's the king. And what was interesting is that because she put up a couple of videos kind of defending it, because after the record came out, people were kind of hot and bothered, which was interesting, at least to me, because I'm thinking there was more backlash of her saying she's the king of New York than when Kendrick said it on Control. Like, when Kendrick said I'm the king, everybody said, fuck it, he the king. You know what I mean? Kendrick from the West. But with her, you know, people are going to always say, she don't really write. Like, she's not as talented, whatever.
But all types of stuff.
But obviously, and when she was saying that she's a king, she says, listen, I get a lot of respect in my city. And when I'm there, I feel like I run that shit. And again, she didn't stand all the way behind that point with just her musical accolades. But who's the most successful artist from New York? Again, we know Jay dropped an album, of course, by himself and with his wife recently.
Right, but he's not as active
yeah, we're not
Cardi
considering that. Not considering.
He's
it's
legendary,
a legend, right?
of New York,
It's a different conversation.
What are the names we could throw in a hat? Like, what are the other names? We have to say Cardi's the king right now. It would probably be Cardi 1. At 2, listen, Cardi's the king, Nicki's the queen, and we're going to call 6ix9ine the prince. Okay?
But no, the reason why people have a problem with this is because people just have a problem with women calling themselves kings.
Right. Like you said, if a
Except
dude had
King
said
B?
this,
Like, nobody got a problem with
people
Beyonce.
have problems with that too.
Yeah, people have
Always
problems with
find-
that.
Yeah, they'll always
Until
find a
the
problem.
But ultimately, like, and Corrupt said it because prior to Kendrick saying it, Corrupt said it on a record way before Kendrick. And what people forget is that the King of New York is a character. That's a character, Frank White. That's why, that's where Biggie's alter ego came from, Frank White. It was a whole, like, play on that whole idea. So ultimately, like, being the king of whatever, you don't, it's like getting the key to the city. That shit doesn't actually open something. Like, you don't get discounts at no hotels for being king of New York and none of that shit. So it's just a fun play on words, and I feel like with Cardi's accomplishments, she definitely runs shit here. You know what I mean? Like, she definitely runs shit here as an artist.
I mean, the more successful you get, the more criticism you're going to face, right? Should she even respond to the backlash?
No.
Well, that's in her nature. Like, she's not the person who sees something going on and ignores it.
Right.
And her fans like it. Some people might get annoyed by it, like, why do you respond to everything? But it makes her feel human. Like, yeah, like, if you guys are saying something that has loud enough voice, I'm gonna respond to it. I look at the growth of Cardi B from when she first came in, right before Bodak Yellow, and she didn't look like she was very sure of herself. She looked like she didn't know where her place was. To now, I feel like she kind of realized she's that bitch, and she's throwing her weight around a little bit. She's throwing her weight around. If we go back to the motorsport, she kind of realized I could call some shots around this. And now she realized I'm accomplishing a lot. She does, and by the way, I remember we used to kill Nicki for this. She points out every single time her record is doing well.
But she's like new. It makes sense for her, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
She hasn't been doing it for a decade, so.
You're right. But I think she knows I'm really successful. And some of these records that she's breaking records every week now.
And I think a big part of that is that Cardi's not supposed to be here, right? When you look at her journey, right? Like, I mean, she was a stripper. She doesn't stray away from who she is. She was a stripper. Then she was reality star. Now she's one of the top artists in the game in terms of success, right? We're not talking about just ability and skill-wise and all that. We're just talking about success. And a lot of people counted her out from beginning. When I seen Cardi get signed after, like, Love and Hip Hop, me, myself, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, this is not going to work. I can say I said that. But she proved a lot of people wrong. And you got to give her respect. Now, I'm not going to be calling her king. That's just my thing. I think that she's a great artist, and I think that was just a play on words. I don't think she cares really about being king.
All right. Well, I gave my answer. I need you to give a definitive answer.
Okay.
Who do you think is at the seat of the throne when it comes to New York? It could be king or queen. Don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Nicki or Cardi? Because I low-key think her saying this, there's not that many hot artists in New York right now. That could be on that level. So it's Nicki. And again, 6ix9ine doing his thing, but that's like a different level down there.
Yo, all right,
Are you willing to acknowledge that at least right now for New York, Barty's in the lead and she's taking over? And
this is what I'll say. I'll say, right, what I'll say is this. I don't think that the King of New York thing really exists anymore. And the reason why I'm saying that is because for what was set for it, none of that was followed. I felt like nobody followed the tradition of what Biggie laid down or what Jay laid down to be the next guy, right? Now, at this point, and not trying to be funny, we talking about two different women debating over being the king of New York, right? Not queen, but the king. So it kind of deteriorates the idea of that spot. I think that they are the queens, right? Like, yeah, running the game. I just think Cardi is one of the people that runs
right,
the game.
so I think the king and queen is just semantics, right?
Yeah,
I think the
exactly.
idea is like who is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
who's
so
running it.
I don't think that, for me, the position doesn't even exist anymore.
Who running the game? Wayno?
Who runs
Man,
the
I don't care if
game?
it's king,
Wait,
queen,
why doesn't that
jester,
person
bruh?
exist? Because no one person is hot enough, or just because times have changed and the definition of the king of New York
I
has
think
changed?
times have changed and the definition
Because we
has
could change the
changed.
criteria, right?
Yeah, you could change the criteria, but I think that for what the criteria was, and the criteria was never followed, what was the criteria anyway, right? Like, I mean, Jay put his feet up and was like, yo, all right, y'all could do it, y'all could have it. And then nobody followed up on that. You know, like nobody followed up on what he had laid down. So now it's just a thing. Now people want to say king of New York and all of this other stuff, like when it really didn't exist for a long time. But I feel like, as far as running the game, we know who runs the game. Like, stop it. Your man runs the game.
6ix9ine?
No, not 6ix9ine.
What you talking about?
You said who ran the
Drake?
game?
No, we
Yeah,
talking
Drake
about
runs
New
it.
York, bro.
New York?
New York. Are you willing to admit that Cardi B in 2018
Is the top artist from New York?
Is the chick running the game from New York?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, I say that.
Okay.
Now we just get into the whole like king and queen shit and all of that, and that's why I'm saying it doesn't really exist. But you can't. Nobody
I think we
can
should take gender away and just make it who's running shit.
Who's running shit? Like I don't like. We all over the place today, but you can't negate what she's built, because like I said, she's not supposed to be here. And the thing is, the person who's in the top spot has to rise to that, and she's risen to that.
And have respects in the street, and also have that mainstream appeal that like, who has that combination like Cardi right now?
Okay, so
especially with the baby now.
So let me ask that.
Don't forget the baby.
I already have my stance. I'm just trying to get Wayno's stance clear.
What?
So we have to get out. Thank you for getting the semantics out of the way.
Right.
We're not talking king and queen no more.
Right.
Queen though, the album by Nicki. I'm sorry, it's coming in August.
Yeah.
Do you think she's gonna take back
No.
the torch? Kinda. It's over.
For where Nicki, where Cardi has it right now, and it's unfortunate that we got to pit them against each other, because if we're talking about best female rappers, I put Rhapsody over both of them. Like for real, when we talking about best female rappers. But as far as who's running it from a mainstream to influential line, Cardi. It
was funny. Yesterday I was watching some upset stands. They were arguing that Cardi B's birth was fucking up Nicki Minaj's rollout plan. And I was like, yo.
The baby?
Yeah, they were like, yo.
But you know what? Because now it's all these
people
new
look at it
narratives
as stealing
and shit.
attention. Like, oh, you're stealing attention. Listen.
Like she planned to get pregnant and knew that Nicki was like, come on, yo, people go too far with this shit. Like, way too far with it.
But I agree with you. I agree with you. I just wanted you to say it, because it felt like, because we've talked about Nicki before, and I remember you brought up the fact that she has put in a lot of work. She's
a legend.
She got 10 years of work.
A legend.
She got 10 years of work. However, sometimes it do get to the time where you're like, even though you're putting that work, for the moment, you're not the person who is quote unquote running the game.
Everybody has their moment. I think like everybody has their moment. I feel like and now like rap has changed so much where people like own a certain space, because when we talk about in terms of rap, like now even with Drake runs the game, right? But for what Meek does, Meek runs it on the street level. Like there's nobody that does what he does for lyrical ability in the street that has it the way he has it. And he's not in the way of a Drake. And Drake is not in the way of him. We've seen that come about. Now, even with a Kendrick, I feel like Kendrick, he runs this shit too. Like he runs it on a whole nother level. Everybody's running their own race and their own level, and they're running.
But there are very few of them who can run it on both levels.
Yeah,
and
it's
Cardi
very
and
few.
Kendrick are two of those people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Super Bowl commercials, Bernie Sanders endorsing your tweets. Like that's next level.
That's totally next level.
All right, so Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't know why you're sitting looking like that.
That's Stero.
What's going on?
Nah, this ain't that many people running the game to me. I just like
It's like five. No, it's like five. I mean, when it comes to terms of rappers, it's like 5 top rappers.
Like play this. If we go city by city, we could probably find the person that runs that city. But when we talk about the game overall, that's when we start taking away boundaries. We probably we said 5?
I said it's like 5.
Probably 3.
3? Really?
The same 3 we've been talking about for a decade almost.
For a decade? Who are running the game now?
Yeah. Who you think running the game right now?
Drake, undeniably.
Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. Like, who else?
Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you don't think that Meek runs Meek run shit?
What Meek run is a subsection of like, it's almost equatable to like running like your region. You get me? I'm talking about the overall game.
But he runs that. All right, so this is the thing, right? Now, for the people who are Cole fans, right? For the Cole fans, you have just as many fans that's on the other side that's in the streets. So you don't think Meek is like the king of the streets? Like runs that shit I'm talking every region? I'm talking about the streets. I'm dead serious. Like,
I think that's a bold and broad statement to make.
Really?
I think on the Northeast, absolutely.
Just on the Northeast?
On the West, I think YG and Nipsey Hussle have something to say about it. I think it's too big of a statement to say he runs the whole streets.
Listen, and this is not to take nothing.
In Atlanta, in the South, they're on some other shit too. You get me? I think as a street rapper, like I've always said, when it comes to street rappers on the East Coast, like Meek is pretty much the only significant name.
Oh, now cool, but I'm talking in terms of now look, YG, and I'm not taking nothing from YG because I fuck with YG and I fuck with Nipsey, very heavy. But in terms of a rapper and success individually and overall impact and influence, Meek has more than that. Cause Meek has the streets and he got like records. He has YG and when YG got a few records, but no, wait a second. YG got records, but you can't tell me he has the same lyrical ability as a Meek Mill. He does not.
Okay, but it still doesn't mean that you're telling me that Meek Mill's like the same hold that I believe Meek got on the quote unquote streets of like I believe the whole Northeast.
Yeah.
On the West is comparable to like a YG and Nipsey.
Now, what I'm saying, because now I threw ability in there. That's what I'm saying. I threw ability in there. Now, Nipsey, very influential, but we just now getting Nipsey's first album. This is Nipsey's first, like, full-on run. Meek is about to be on, his fourth mainstream album.
So, YG's a few in, right?
Two. I think this is his third coming up right now.
Yeah.
So Meek has more commercial success, he means.
No. I understand what he's saying. I'm just saying that it's still hard for me to say that I think it's regions. Like, depending on what region you look at, especially when you think about quote unquote the streets, because honestly, a lot of times that's not about commercial success as much, like when we just overall talk about running the game. So it's about where your music really gets bumped more, who you appeal to. Meek, I feel like the whole Northeast, like that's just his shit. He has that locked. And when we look at the South, shit, some niggas might say, or it used to be Future. You get me? And it might be Gucci, like, you know what I mean?
Too, though. A lot of people fuck with Meek in the South, too.
Like,
heavily.
Different regions, you'll hear different names pop up. Like, you go to Louisiana, it's probably Boosie.
Yeah.
You get me? So it's hard for me just to say overall. Now, he does have more success than most of those other guys.
So that got to put him in the top 5, though, of the artists in the game right now.
I don't know if artists in the game, when it comes to
rap artists. I'm talking about rap artists.
If we're gonna go down like the top 5 street rappers running the game, yeah, Meek Mill is like one.
I think you got to put. I think you have to still put him in that same conversation. It's like it's no different than like with basketball. Just because you don't win a championship doesn't mean that you're not in the top 5 or top 10 players in the game.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he might. I know we went.
But I understand the points that both of you are making. But like again, if we're talking about like Cardi and Kendrick, their mainstream success compared to Meek's, I understand the point Ak is making, but nothing to take anything away from Meek Mill. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But yeah, we'll talk more about this. I feel like you
that's
guys could go in circles forever.
Yeah.
Forever. Shout out to Meek. Excited to hear his album. Yeah. So let's talk about.
That's a real part of the game.
Yeah, it's a real part of the game. But when we're talking about that commercial success, you can't just throw it in like it's a special ability.
No, he got a song.
We're talking about influence.
All right, no, listen, it is, wait a second. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say with this. Let's not forget that his intro off his album from 5 years ago is still one of the biggest records year by year. Every year, it's like a fucking celebration record. And it's not, and this is a record from 5 years ago. I don't know where you chill at on.
Hold on. We're gonna move on because this is gonna make me like have to critique Meek.
Yeah, let's
me and Meek, we're trying to be in a good.
I know. Let's not get too deep into this. Let's end on saying this: where Meek is right now. Hopefully, his legal stuff works out. He's in a great position to elevate. Can we say that his trajectory could really take off? So let's leave it right there. Let's move on to Tekashi 6ix9ine. So he seemed to have a nice, quiet trip to Europe, but then he got arrested at JFK on Wednesday for an outstanding warrant in Texas. Now, so apparently, he was wanted in Texas for allegedly choking a 16-year-old boy at Houston's Galleria Mall in January. He might remain in custody for some time. So now the alleged victim claims he saw the rapper, he ran up, started filming, and 6ix9ine allegedly started yelling at him and choked him. So Ak, it seems like you spoke to some of the people on the scene to find out more of what happened, or?
Espionage Act?
So his team said they knew about the warrant and they were gonna take care of it.
No, honestly, there's a kid, the kid is clout chasing, and the parents probably are not involved to say, a rapper touched you, let's go get a bag.
Yeah.
And what happens is you go to the police station, you file a police report. What happened is he had a meet up with Ugly God in a mall. Kid runs up, and this is what happens when you troll online versus trolling in person. You could be in my comment section saying anything in the world. Nobody knows who you are. If I'm standing right there, you run up to me with your phone on and your little light on and you're going to say the same thing, something might happen. And when you're dealing with a rap artist, yeah, you probably should know who you're doing that with. So apparently he said something to 6ix9ine and 6ix9ine grabbed him and say, you're not going to get that footage off to do whatever, delete it. The kid says he gets choked. Now the warrant was out, and this is the only part of the story that kind of like, it's a little shocking to me. It's a misdemeanor, simple assault like charge. NYPD locked him up for it. And they're gonna extradite him for a simple assault. You get me? That doesn't happen often. You get me? Like to extradite someone for that, all it tells me is that the NYPD been wanting to get this guy. And if it's a warrant from another fucking state, they'll do it. And he should probably watch his back. Again, he had the run-in with the NYPD before where they said that he pulled a cop arm out the socket.
His hand.
Yeah, or squeezed his hand and almost broke it, whatever it is. So clearly, from what I've seen, the NYPD rolls like this. If they feel like you as a rapper and the movements around you are contributing to violence, encouraging violence, promoting violence, or just starting a type of energy that they don't feel they want to deal with, they're going to either force you out of town or they're going to get you locked the fuck up. And I just think this is another warning sign to him that, yo, NYPD's on your head, okay?
Yeah, well, I mean, this happened in Texas.
They arrested him at JFK, but this happened in Houston.
It happened in Houston. I mean, the thing is, and I'm not going to fault 6ix9ine for this, is that when somebody runs up to you and they're trying to, like, you know, do some shit to embarrass you, you're not checking no IDs for that, right? You're not checking no IDs for that. And a lot of these kids, what they don't understand is, like you said, like when they in them comment sections and they saying all this shit, there is no physical interaction. Like there is no barrier. There's nothing, there's no filter when you can say whatever you want. So the thing is that a kid might try to run up and do whatever just to be the man at his high school. And yeah, he put his hand, I guess he put his hands on him because it was a video.
Yeah, you see video footage.
But even when you see the video, he didn't choke him. Like he just grabbed like his collar.
Grabbed the shirt, yoked him up.
Like stop playing. But the thing about, like, this is a very dangerous space because then he could
have Nipsey hustled him.
No, he could have. It could have been.
That would have been terrible.
But not even. Aside from 6ix9ine, one of 6ix9ine homies could have did the kid dirty. Like, you know, it could go so many different ways, and I think that these kids just got to take some time and just chill.
So I think there's no way kids are gonna just chill, right? So
yeah, it's
from your
crazy.
perspective as like a manager, does this go back to the security issue? Hiring like a security team who will make sure people can't even get near you? Or?
Me personally, it's all about the approach. Because I've been in situations where somebody will try to say, like, you say what up to them, and then it's not the what up that they want, and then when you get 100 feet away, they say something disrespectful, yo, suck my dick. Like, they say something crazy, and as a man, it's kind of hard to, like, just walk away from that. But the security is the barrier. The security is the guy that's like, okay, I take all the bumps and bruises for you to be able to go get the bread. So, yeah, you do need security. But also, you know, I think it just happens so fast. Like, I'm not gonna be critical of 6ix9ine because I probably would have did the same shit. Yeah. You know, and at that moment when you're being disrespected or a person is trying to invade your personal space, you're not thinking about, well, are you 14 or 15 or 18 before I choke your ass up or before I grab you up? No, don't play with me.
But unfortunately, he's gonna have to start thinking like that, right?
He has to, because I mean,
for your career, you have no choice.
He has a professional career.
Well, let's call a spade, right? He's going to go down to Texas. He's going to bail out. He ain't going to get convicted or nothing. The kid probably get some money. Okay, works out for the kid. One of these fans going to get clapped fucking around with this trolling shit in real life. It also, the first time I seen it, and I remember I said publicly, I said, I don't like this. Because now niggas is taking internet fuckery in real life, and it's only so long before somebody they don't think you're an internet troll, because rap niggas be beefing.
Yeah.
They think you're somebody else and they clap you. One of them niggas the little Drake fans ran up on Joe and they ran up to his house and they were like, you're in my crib. we don't play games. I'm not a celebrity in my crib. I'm somebody who's in fear of my life. I might have to do something to you. Some of these fans need to realize, keep it in the comments section. Keep it online. You get me? even I'd rather you go to a concert. If you want to boo, go ahead and boo. If you want to say something at the concert, fine. When you see people out, or you see people at places where they might live, do not go to no entertainer's crib. Don't be stalking them because something bad is going to happen.
Yeah, so you could really get hurt. And
yeah, I do. I think it's gonna get there.
Well, I mean, it's definitely happened before. I mean, fortunately, nobody's been shot. But there's a lot of instances of artists running up on stage and getting tackled by security. And once you get on that stage and the security gets you, they can do with you what they please because they're doing their job to defend the artist. Because they can say, I don't know what you had. You could have had a knife, a gun, etc. So the fact of the matter is that a lot of people want to sue, but don't get your fucking jaw broke for a couple dollars. You know what I mean? Because you might end up with more damage than you want just for a couple dollars or just to be the man at your high school or amongst your peers. So the thing is like, what I don't like about how fans treat artists is the cool thing to do is disrespect now. I never knew that. Like it's cool to disrespect the artist, to be able to say, yo, I said this to him and he didn't say anything.
But is that surprising? Like you said, it's like getting off the internet, but it's been happening on the internet for so long. Like trolling is what people do. It's a sport. I don't know why anyone's surprised that it's going to keep getting spilling out into real life.
Well, it's all about
especially from artists who also troll.
Nah, it's all about consequences, though. You get me? Again, back to them kids. I remember when Joe was chasing them, they thought it was a whole big joke. It was still a whole big joke. Like, you know what I mean? So even after it happened, they're looking at it like, shit, all that did was make us go viral. That's what we wanted at first. This is great.
Yeah,
you get me? It's all good until something bad happens. Same with
But
this
you could say that about the artist as well, right? Isn't that what we keep saying about 6ix9ine? So when it happens to him in real life, kids are probably like, well, we see you doing it on the internet all the time.
Well, listen, here's the thing. When you do that in real life, and shit, he knows. Even when he's doing all that Chicago shit, there's a very real possibility you could get hurt or killed. You got to acknowledge that. If you're trolling in real life, if you just want no risk, and you only want to get made the max your Instagram account suspended, right? Just keep it online. Unless you want to risk your life, don't do that.
Yeah, or can fuck your money up. Because I mean, a lot of things that like 6ix9ine does, he's not able to perform everywhere he'd like to. Or it's a lot of venues that want to bring him places, but they don't want the liability and the risk. So it's just like a whirlwind, a tornado, a troll, and it goes one way and then it comes back around the other. But we always said this, like 6ix9ine, he has a real professional career. He got to just start treating it as such. Because now it's like little shit like that is going to make another kid possibly do it or throw something at him, and he's not going to be for it. You know what I mean? He's not going to be for it.
This is the exact reason why he needs Treyway security. This won't be happening anymore.
Stay safe out there, kids. All right, Childish Gambino back with new music. So you dropped 2 new tracks, one called Summertime Magic and Feels Like Summer. Summertime Magic is supposed to be the first official single from his upcoming album. Let's listen to a snippet.
Is it summertime magic that makes me wanna dance all night long? It's your summertime magic. Make me feel this way. Got me moved up.
Change of pace from This Is America. You never know what he's gonna come with. What do you guys think?
What planet is he from? Like, what planet is this dude from? Like, he always comes with something like with this and then that and then that and then this, and then the next thing we'll see, he got a new movie coming out. He just was doing Han Solo. He just did Atlanta. About to do the next season of Atlanta. Like, he's unstoppable. But I just wanted the album, man. I seen Summer Pack and I'm like, oh shit, he dropped the EP.
And you're like, oh, 2 songs.
2 songs. Like, come on, B. Need more than that.
Yeah, nah. These songs sound good. I will say that, you know what? It's like finding or discovering an artist that you already knew about. Like, I keep telling y'all, when he used to tell us he was nice, I used to be like, all right, shut the fuck up, man. He used to be really talking his shit. I don't know if you remember. But now I think people are not only open to giving him a chance, they're really embracing him for how creative he is and how diverse his music is. So, like, shit, I'm now on the bandwagon. Before, I remember talking about it when he said he was the, he said he was the he felt like he was the best rapper. I'm like, you alone. You're the only person who thought that shit. But yeah, he's making some great music. I want to hear more.
Yo, Gambino and Cardi, 2 great reasons of why. Fuck what people say about you.
Right.
Just keep working.
He's definitely one of the top one. It's like, but where he's at in entertainment, I can't even place him next to a lot of other people because nobody does what he does.
There's like 5 of them, like Jamie Foxx level, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah, when he gets his Hollywood star, I want to see. They can't put just singer or just like whatever next to his name. There's got to put creator.
Everything.
GOAT
Creator.
artist.
Creator.
GOAT, yo. He's one of the GOATs around.
All right, so we got some more XXL freshman freestyles, this time from YB and Namir, Stefflon Don, and Wi-Fi's funeral. Let's take a look.
Not really with talking, not really with sparking. These bullets be coming through brick house. A nigga gon' shoot it and then try to run like hollow tips won't blow his back out.
Honeycomb P, no queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a certified G. D, say it like you're ready for the D. If you all about your money, then you're all about me.
Protect your trust, you can't sight, you feel me? I'm blazed, they're like hollow tips. Your girl deserve a swallow ship. Ass catch a magic, she gon' polish this.
All right, what do you guys think? Grade these bars.
I'm fucking with Namir. I'm fucking with Stefflon Don. I don't know what Wi-Fi funeral was trying to get across, but those was cool. Those was cool. I mean, this is why I'm saying, like, even if you not gonna give your best effort, give it a shot, right? What?
What's up, Act?
What, Act?
I'm gonna just say Stefflon Don killed it. I'm gonna just leave it at there. Next. I'm not gonna lie. I expected some standout shit, man. I'm not hearing standout shit. I'm hearing cool, but I don't want cool, man. This is a new class. This is the freshman class. It's a lot of niggas that want y'all spots. It's a lot of people who, shit, they will be preparing out the ass to come kick the best shit in their life there. And you know what I mean? If you're just gonna come with some average stuff, or you're not that passionate about it, just say no.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is where somewhat where we at with rap now. Like, you know, it's the bars are not to the level of like remembrance. Like, you know, I think the last one, I think when Dave and like Herbo did the cypher was like the last one where
What year was that?
2016. Like when people was like, oh shit. You know, I mean,
2 years.
Yeah,
It's
2
a
years.
memorable freestyle.
There's not a lot, but that just goes to show you where lyricism is in the game. But at the same time, I still feel like lyricism is at the forefront because all the most successful artists, well, I ain't gonna say that all the most successful, but a few of the top guys are lyricists as well, or rap fairly well. So care about your bars, care about your delivery. Like Axe said, don't come half-ass, you know. But I wasn't mad at Namir. I like Namir.
Okay. All right, so shout out to Stefflon Don. Guess she took that one home. All right, our guy Safaree. It's been a while since we talked about him on the show, but Wayno was having a good laugh at this one this morning. All right, so Safaree was performing or tried to perform at a game at Dyckman Courts in New York. The crowd wasn't really having it. Then he wasn't really having it. Things got a little bit crazy. Let's take a look.
100 on 100 on that. 100 on 100 on that. Hold up, stop the music for a second. Stop that. Hold on, let me tell you young niggas something. I fuck bitches y'all dream about. I fuck bitches y'all niggas dream about. I fuck bitches y'all niggas wish you fuck. I make money, I'm dead.
That escalated quickly.
Absolutely. Oh, man.
How did that shit work? They book a nigga to perform indictment?
No, I don't think they booked him. I think like
You just like pull up?
you pull up and then it's like, yo, you wanna go ahead?
It's like open mic or?
Well, it's not open mic, but you know, I think the people of Dyckman can appreciate when it's something that they want to see, but nobody don't want to hear Safaree rap. You know what I mean? Like Safaree is now becoming like, I feel like he's like the hip hop pinata. Like seriously. But he did it to himself in a lot of ways. I feel like he did it to himself in a lot of ways. And it's crazy to see how like women was going crazy over him a few months ago, and now he's just like the laughing stock.
I mean,
again.
according to him, women are still going crazy for him, so
Right,
he's
but-
good, I think.
Yeah, he was talking crazy, but the thing about Dyckman is that Dyckman is a community that's governed by the people. So seriously, that's not a place where you come up to and because they're not giving you the best reaction, you start throwing up your middle fingers. It's children out there still. Like, let's not get it twisted. It's kids out there and you saying, fuck y'all young niggas, I fuck all these bitches and all that. And that's offensive. They got him out of that park fast because that could go left. Like, Dyckman could go left really fast. Like.
Safaree knew what was coming. Safaree, who claims he's Jamaican,
You guys
but
still
he was
Jamaican?
born,
Still Jamaican?
but he was
beefing?
born in Jamaica, New York. He knows how to get down in Jamaica, the real country. If you performing some whack shit, bro, or we just don't like you, we're throwing shit at you. Now, that's not really that regular. I don't think that's regular, like, in hip-hop, right? Like, niggas throw shit. But I saw they started throwing bottles at that nigga.
Because he
bottled him off stage.
Let me tell you, you can't be up there sticking up your middle fingers. Like I said, like Dyckman, right now, it's like, where the Rucker had it a few years ago in terms of street basketball, Dyckman is the place. Like, that's the place to be at. And you can't go up there being disrespectful to the people. Honestly, he'd have been better off like just going up there, chilling, watching the game and rolling, but he wanted to get on the mic. So my thing is you can't get on the mic and say shit if you're not open to the criticism. And they just wasn't for it.
Yeah, well, clearly, he's eliminated from even the conversation if he was ever in it for being king of New York. Can't hold
Just
down
some
a
extra
basketball
shade
game,
on
bro.
top.
Can't hold down. But honestly, man, I think even the way he was talking, that's what I've always said about, and I know he got robbed like a couple months ago. He went up to Angie and it was very tearful. But like, this encourages niggas to want to rob you. I'm fucking all y'all bitches. I get all the money. Okay, nigga, we'll come get it from you tonight. Right. What are you doing? No, you know what I mean? Again, he had one of those ego tripping moments where you're probably performing, you see niggas like on their phone. Niggas is like, apparently they were booing heavy. Like, there's another video, they booing, boo, get the fuck out of here.
Man, what's a graceful way to handle a situation like that,
He was
though?
like, remember?
You just act like your mic ain't working. You just start lip syncing.
No, listen, you know what he
it's
did?
off. It's off.
That shit was almost like in Coming to America, Randy Watson. Sexual chocolate. Remember when he got mad and walked off the stage? That was almost like that, but at least he didn't throw up his motherfucking middle fingers. Like, now he can't never go to Dyckman again. He can never go to Dyckman again because it's going to be people that's going to be like, all right, we're going to see unless he goes up there and apologizes, they're never going to allow him in that park again.
Apologizes?
Wait, hold on.
No, seriously.
How would he?
Is that like such a bragging point that he tried to like lay onto the crowd? I fuck bitches that you guys want that could never fuck.
No, but he seriously, it's like I said, it's governed by the neighborhood. That shit is ran by the streets. You not La Marina, all that La Marina, you're not gonna be able to go to La Marina or none of that shit. Everybody go hang up in Dyckman, not just for basketball, just for nightlife and, you know what I mean, enjoyment. He's not gonna be able to do none of that.
That's the problem with Safaree. Safaree think he's in a class of coolness, and he like almost his demeanor almost tries to put other people down because he feels he's him. And yeah, it'll probably be like that. Yeah, nigga, you disrespected everybody here.
Yeah,
fuck out of here.
Quiet. It's quiet.
Well, he'll definitely be at the West Indian Day Parade, though. The little Caribbean parade. Brooklyn, hey. Unless some Dyckman people go over there.
I don't know.
All right, man, good luck to Safaree. I'm sure he's going to be fine. He'll survive this one. That's our show for today, unless you guys have any final thoughts. Wayno?
Be safe, everybody.
To the audience, please stop sending all type of like bullshit ass videos as questions. We don't want to hear your shout outs. Just get straight to the question, okay?
Get to the question.
Straight to it. Don't shout out your sister, your mother. Like, just say, hey guys, this is my question. You could get a slight plug-in, but don't plug your whole SoundCloud link, bro.
And yeah, please stop asking for me to sign y'all. You know what I mean? But have a good weekend.
All right, so the guys want you guys to send some better questions. Again, film your video, 30 seconds or less. You could DM us on Instagram, tweet us on Twitter, send it to us. We'll play it on the show, but ask real questions. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you Monday on Everyday Struggle.